Welcome to Side Notes. We're out and about in Toronto. We're at the Linsmore Tavern again. Tonight there's an event going on for the East York Chronicle. It's a fundraiser. I'm sitting here with a local musician, Sean Bourke. Thank you, Sean, for joining us.
You're more than welcome.
One song you performed tonight, it was called Vietnam Wayne. Interesting story you shared about how you came about writing the song. Can you quickly share the story behind it?
Sure. Some time ago, in a local legion north of town here, I ran into this fella. His name was Wayne. He liked to drink his 50, but he would never sit with anybody. So one afternoon, I decided to go over and start talking to him, and we became friends. And I forget how long our friendship was into it, but I asked him what he's been driving truck all his life. He said, yeah, he did 3 years in Vietnam driving a truck in the U.S. Army. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Do you have any stories? Of course, I want to hear some Vietnam stories. And he did tell a few that were quite hair-raising that he had gone through. And that's where the song derived from.
What were, off the top of your head, real quickly, briefly, could you just share just some of the highlights from some of the stories he shared with you?
Well, there was a university town in Vietnam, in the south, I believe it was, a city called Hue. It was a university town, and was taken over by the enemy, by VC and North Vietnamese Army. And so they decided to pretty much blow it off the map, and he was there when that happened. And he was telling me how the city was such a beautiful city and lush gardens and landscape, and they destroyed it. And he said it was a pity. It was such a shame to destroy that beautiful part of Vietnam.
Wow, that'd be epic just to listen to what the story they had to share. During your musical career, you talked about you've been involved with other bands. I know 78 you said you started doing music.
Yeah, around there.
During that time, what were some of the bands that you were doing tours with?
I was doing a lot of my own stuff and just touring on my own, basically. But as years went by, I started hooking up with other bands, and I have opened for bands such as the Good Brothers and Blue Rodeo. I played with Teenage Head. I've done showcases with Teenage Head. Opened for Helix once. That was a fun night. And and I've met a lot of interesting people on the road and whatnot. So that's pretty much it.
What's some stories that really stick out in your mind that, something you're just looking back now and you're going, wow, I lived through that?
To do with music?
Well, music or, something may have happened during a certain tour and you're just looking back now and you're laughing at it.
Well, I wouldn't say laughing. There's one story. It happened recently, actually, almost 2 years ago. We're coming back from a show, my drummer and myself, and I was a passenger in a van, in a caravan, and we got hit head on by a drunk driver at 3:30 in the morning. And my drummer was airlifted to the hospital in the city. This happened up north, and I came away from it with a bunch of cuts and abrasions and a lot of bruising and some cracked ribs. But it's almost been 2 years. He's still recuperating. So it's ongoing. There's been criminal charges laid against the person that hit us, but it was a heck of a night. I thought everybody was dead, including myself. I didn't. Am I alive here? Is this the way it happens? But that was pretty horrible.
Have you written a song on it? What you've gone through, and even talking to your drummer since that time?
Well, I've talked to him about writing a song about it, but I haven't yet. Going to take a little bit more time yet, I think. It's only been a year and a half to almost 2 years, I think. Yeah. So that's about it.
What about some other times that you've done, traveling with different groups? It's something that really sticks out in your mind right now.
Well, I was really good friends with Frank Kerr, stage name Frankie Venom from Teenage Head, and we used to have a lot of fun. He taught me a lot of things on the road, do's and don'ts. But I think I valued his friendship more than anything because he was such a good guy. A lot of people know that are in the industry that Frank was, he would go to excess in his partying, but at the same time he would give you the shirt off his back if you were down and out. He was such a nice guy, and I love him and I miss him.
Your website, real quick.
The This just happened the other day. Brand new website, folks. www.theshawnburkeband.com.
And you also have listing on there, upcoming tours and links to. You have some YouTubes created too, right?
Yes, there's YouTube on that. There's the dates were just posted out, thrown out today. I don't know if they're on there yet. They were just put on it. They're supposed to go on it today. There's a whole bunch of dates leading up until almost Christmas. And they're scattered. They're all over the place. Southern and Northern Ontario.
How important do you think that, small-time magazines like East York Chronicle and other magazines within Toronto area are to not only promoting the musicians but the venues themselves?
Well, I think they're very important. It gives a lot of people to get together, and you meet certain people that you didn't even know they were musicians, and you go to these open mic nights, which are always, the dates are in the magazine and whatnot, and you end up meeting so many people. You end up getting a band with them or co-writing with them, or just talk music. I think it's a great thing here in East York, and I hope it keeps going.
Well, the numbers, I was doing some research on it, and actually the numbers, when I mean small, I mean there's 15,000 copies that are being printed each month, and they're doing a fundraiser right now. They're trying to raise some funds so that they can, open a bigger office. They probably want to expand the number, so I imagine they want to go to a bigger area. Hopefully, from what I read so far, I'm hoping that this magazine does expand, because I think that the musicians and the community and all that stuff needs to have a bigger platform.
Absolutely, totally agree. It's wonderful for the community because it's not only just doing the music, but you can also get together with people and do other fundraisers and whatnot, which has happened, for whatever the fundraiser may be, for somebody that's down and out, for somebody who's ill, somebody who's or some sort of like for the Canadian Blind Society, anything at all, So it can be put together in that with that magazine. And it's got a great, reach, so a lot of people see that. Yeah. And look at the turnout here tonight, for example. I mean,
well,
great.
I'm sitting back, listening to some tunes, and your song caught me when I heard Vietnam, Wayne. I loved it. Looking back over everything, as you look back, all the years that you've been involved in the musical industry, what is one message that you want to give to the young up-and-coming artists that you think that may be able to help them?
Very good question, because the whole media thing has changed so much. Keep plugging away, play anywhere you can. If you're at a party, push people out of the way, get a pen, get right in the back of a pizza box if you have an idea for a line, for a song lyric. Keep honing your craft, keep practicing. Instead of going out to the movies with your girlfriend, stay home and learn that song. You can go to the movies tomorrow night. And just keep plugging away and get all the gigs you can, paying or non-paying. Just get out there and do it.
Well, thank you so much for your time there, Sean, and you have a great night.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.